Hi everybody. I just want to say from the very beginning of this video, there's not going to be any movement in this video. It's going to be pictures and it's going to be a story time video. Yesterday morning, I got sent a very special gift. Actually, it's been the most special gift that I've received from one of the fellow YouTube subscribers. His name's Gus. He lives in Sweden. And I need to revert back to a couple days after I had my original injury. So if you guys don't want to listen to it, there is going to be some graphic pictures on this. So if you don't want to listen to it, and if you don't want your kids to see the graphic kind of bloody pictures, it might not be a good time for them to watch this video. And if you want to stick around, great. If you don't, you don't. So this picture there, you can see that's my shirt logo. This is the piece, a little clip of the gift he sent me, but throughout this video, I just randomly uploaded pictures of my carvings and whatever. So I'm going to revert back to my injury. I fell off a roof. I'm going to try to make it as long as short as I can, possibly. 12 years ago, I fell off a roof. I fell 14 feet. I landed on my head on the cement, okay? My skull concaved in. I had a subdermal hematoma. That means my whole brain was bleeding. My skull was fractured into pieces. I had a separated shoulder, 14 breaks on 4 ribs, all on the right side. My eye vision was not as good, and a ruptured eardrum. The ruptured eardrum saved my life from the blood not compressing against my brain when my brain was bleeding. All the blood was able to come out of my ear. So So that's that. So I had surgery. The neurosurgeon, had to stop the bleeding in my brain. He had to repair my skull. And if you want to Google subdermal hematoma surgery on YouTube, you can see exactly what was done to me. After the surgery, he repaired my skull, sewed me back up. I don't know how long I was still in the hospital. I don't know. And I need to tell this story because it refers to the gift that I got yesterday. Well, say I got it today. It's sitting in front of me right now, and I'm going to show you at the end of the video. When I was in the hospital, the surgeon saw me the next day, goes, "Jordy, I can't believe you're alive. I can't believe," because I walked 40 feet to the door. Nobody's seen me fall. Nobody's seen me lying on the cement. So I don't know how long I was lying there for, but I walked 40 feet to the door. I got flown to the hospital from a helicopter. So let's just say 5 days after my surgery, I was still in the hospital. I was in the bathroom. Okay. It was early in the morning. I had a thing called sundown effect. And sundown effect is like at nighttime, everything gets kind of weird. It's just hard to explain. I know lots of elder people get it. But I was in my mouth. My mouth tasted like shit. I was able to walk at this point. I got out of bed. I went to the bathroom. My mouth tasted like shit, so I started brushing my teeth. Okay? When I was brushing my teeth, I noticed drool was coming out of one side of my... you guys, I got a brain injury. I'm messed up at this point. Nothing's the same. Everything is different. That's what a brain injury is, to simplify it, unless you have one. Everything is different. You wake up and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? What is this? And you have no choice but to accept it. So anyways, I was brushing my teeth and I start drooling down the side of my mouth. And I'm like, what the hell? I spit the toothpaste out. I put more water on my toothbrush. I start brushing my teeth again. I start drooling toothpaste out of one of my mouth. I spat all the stuff out. I washed my mouth out with water. And I looked at, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, what the fuck? And I could only move half of my face. This is kind of a long story short too. So I went and talked to the nurse. It was a male nurse. I went and talked to him. And I said, buddy, something's wrong with my face. He goes, Jordy, let's go back to your room right now. Lie down on your bed. I went, lied down on my bed. All of a sudden, like within 30 minutes, like 20 doctors, maybe like 2 doctors and a bunch of nurses are in the room watching me doing all these tests. Where are you? What's your name? Wiggle your toes, this and that, repetitively. And then they take me and I got to take a CT scan or MRI, whatever it's called. And shit's getting serious. And I'm already afraid because I got the brain injury. I'm already fucked up in the head. Sorry for the language for this video too, but I warned you at the beginning of this video. So the tests came back the next day. The nurse came in and he's like, Jordy, he goes, no, okay, no. So before the test came back, he put me in a wheelchair. No, he got my whole bed. This is real. I don't bullshit. I wrote about it in a book too. If you Google The Willpower to Live by Jordy Johnson, it's on Amazon or Google or whatever. I'm not pitching my book. I don't care. I make like $1 a year from that book sales. But okay. He takes my bed and he's wheeling me into another room. The other room has a bed there and it's got these. I think I've told this story before. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care if I've told this story before. He looks at the other. I look at the other bed. It's got these big walls on the side, like they're like 3 feet tall or 2 feet tall. These walls on the bed. And I says, "What the fuck is that?" He says, "Oh, don't worry, Jordy. We're just going to get you into this other room. You got your own room now. It's a private room, and we're just going to get you in here. It's more comfortable." I said, "Yeah, but what's with the walls?" He says, "Jordy," he came from behind the bed. He looked at me and straight in the eye. He goes, "I want your attention." He goes, "We think that you've had a stroke. We need to get you in this bed with the walls in case you start having seizures. We need to know that you're safe, because if you were in just a normal bed, we would have, it's our protocol, we would have to strap you down. So if you start having seizures, you don't fall off the bed." I looked at the nurse. I says, "Just get me a fucking gun and drop me off at a park." He says, "What?" I says, get me a gun and drop me off at the park out there." He says, "Why?" I says, "Why do you think? So I can shoot my fucking head off." I says, "I don't want to live through this. I just had a stroke. I'm fighting for my life here. Now I have a stroke and I'm going to start having seizures." He goes, "Jordy, just get in the bed." So I went into the bed. It wasn't funny. It was serious. And it was scary as fuck. It was scary. I guess I fell asleep. The next morning, there was a bunch of doctors doing tests on me, down for CR scans, blood work, and non-stop. So that's what they discovered, that I had Bell palsy. Bell palsy is a nerve triggers somewhere in your head somehow. I don't know. And it numbs half of your face. So they put me on steroids and I slowly recovered from that. It took a long time, for 2 months, 3 months when I look at the mirror now, I can see the Bell's palsy. Half of my face has drooped a bit. One of my eyes is closed more than the other. So that was just the beginning. I think this was like 4 or 5 days after my original accident, because my body, I've recovered. Everybody was so amazed how well I was recovering. At this point, my body was crashing, and it was tired of fighting. So I started hallucinating super bad over the next couple of days. I didn't really say anything to anybody because it was just too much. I was looking at a flower, and the flower was like, within fractions of a second, it was dying, it was coming alive, wilting over, dead, alive, wilting over, dead, alive, wilting over, dead, alive. I'd look away and it would keep on doing it, wilting over, dead, alive, wilting over, dead, and alive, non-stop. I would look in the hallway. This cop walked by and his eyes like bugged out of his head, looking right at me. I didn't do anything bad, but I don't know why. It was a cop, and his eyeballs came out of his head and zoomed in right at me. And all the bricks along the wall were cracking, like, because the hallway walls were bricks and they were cracking. And it was just, there was a bunch of other things, but I probably wrote about it in my book, but it was bad. And I've never been that scared in my life. It wasn't from the morphine. Okay. I think I was off the morphine from the injury at this point. What it was is I told the nurse and the doctors and stuff like that, and I had to do a bunch more tests, and my body was low on salts. Okay. So I think I'm just saying salt. My body was so low on salt, I was near death. And that's why my body was hallucinating. My body was completely shutting down. My body was saying, "You've had enough, Jordy. Okay? It's over. You're done. It's time's up." And that's how I was going to go out. And this is where This is the most craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Ever. I've done some crazy shit that most people haven't done. I know everybody says, yeah, well, I've done some crazy shit too. No, trust me. I've done some, I'm going to say bad things. I've done some bad things most normal people haven't done in their lives. And I'm going to say it's towards people. And I know you're all going to say, yeah, well, I've done bad shit. I was a little bastard growing up too, and I've done this and that. I'm like, no. Mine's a little, I'll tell you right now, I've never killed anybody. But I've done some extreme stuff. It is what it is. I don't look back on it. So one night, my buddy Doug, he was my best friend. He was there at the day that I fell off the roof. He was doing the piping work because I had to move a chimney stack over, and he was a metal worker, a sheet metal worker, and he was doing the piping in the attic. One day, my family was there, like they had schedules. My brother would be there for 3 hours, and my sister would be there. Then my dad would be there. Then my brothers would be there. Then Doug would be there, and they'd do schedules to make sure somebody always with me because I was scared. It was fucked, man, and it's. So one night I'm sitting there with Doug, and he knows I'm bad. He knows, man. He knows I'm bad. Everybody knows it's not looking good for me and things are bad. And I looked at him and we were tough guys growing up. We were scrappers. We were tough guys. We weren't like, no crying, no nothing. Just deal with it. You got an injury, deal with it. Suck it up, buttercup, and move on. And I looked at him and I just said to him, I says, Doug, I says, I don't know, man. I think I was crying too. I says, I don't know, man. I says, I think it's it, man. I think it's over. I'm scared. And Doug said to me, and I remember, he goes, well, Jordy, and it was the weirdest fuck because he wouldn't say something like this too. Doug was a big guy, tattooed. We all had shaved heads. Doug was like, well, Jordy, if you got to close your eyes and try to talk to somebody, which he was saying, pray, then do it. Then just do it. But he didn't say pray. He says, if you got to close your eyes and talk to somebody, then do it. That's the last I remember he said. And this is fucked. I don't remember closing my eyes, but I remember being in, not space, I remember being in a black space floating. And my arms were floating in front of me. And I was just floating. I don't know if I was floating upside down, going up or down, but I know I was just floating. There was no gravity there. And this loud, deep voice just said to me, it was deep, Jordy Johnson, why are you here? It was like, Jordy Johnson, why are you here? Like a giant was talking to me. I didn't know what to say, but I said it right away. I said, I've done more good than I've done bad. So you guys can hear what I said. This voice said to me, Jordy Johnson, why are you here? And I said, and I remember seeing my arms floating in front of me. I said, I've done more good than I've done bad. Boom, I wake up. That was it. Second, 100th of a second right after, I've done more good than I've done bad. Boom, I'm awake. I look over and I'm like, I gotta tell Doug. I have to tell Doug. I look over at the chair and Doug wasn't there. Doug was gone. So I figured that I was asleep and I had the dream. Okay, it was just a dream. I didn't tell Doug about that for till about 6, 7, 8 years after it happened. So we're talking maybe 4 years ago. I says, Doug, remember that time that I was hallucinating? I had the low blood sugars or whatever it was, the low salts, and I told you I was scared, and you told me if I need to talk to somebody, just close my eyes and try and do what I got to do. He goes, no. I says, remember the time, man? I was tripping out and I was hallucinating, and I told you I was scared, and you said for me to close my eyes and do what I got to do, talk to somebody. You're like, no, Jordy, I don't. I'm like, Doug, tell me the truth, buddy. I'm like, I know it was a weak moment. Like, we're both men. There's nothing. I don't want to say it wrong with us. It's okay to say it. Because, Jordy, I didn't say it. I don't even remember anything about that. You saying anything about that. I would tell you right now, Jordy, I know how serious this whole thing is in your life, and I would tell you. I was there from the very minute. I saw the blood on the concrete from your fall. I saw them take you away. I saw you with your head dented. I saw you with the blood coming out of your ear. I saw it, man. I would tell you. It didn't happen. So to end that, Doug was never there. Doug never said that to me. It was, there's a word for it. Infinity and Tiffany. But that's always been in my head. Jordy Johnson, why are you here? He let me, that person, I don't know if I'm religious, I'm Christian, I don't go to church, I don't read the Bible, okay? My mom took me to church when I was a kid. I do believe in spirits, I do believe that there's some kind of God or afterlife after there, but I'm not very religious, if that makes sense to you. But I don't know who it was, it could have been the Grim Reaper. He gave me a simple question. And that was my time where I said, I'm not going to come back out of it, or I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have another chance. I woke up, I got another fucking chance. And it's always been in my head. I got to do better. I got to be good. I got to do good things. I'm still Jordy, but I got to do good things because that was my chance. I think at that point, it was 50-50. He left it up, that person left it up to me, or that spirit or whatever, left it up to me. And I said, I've done more good than bad. So he says, okay, so you're believing in yourself that you've already done more good. Well, now you need to do more good. And that's the truth. That's a real life story. And ever since then, it's been in the back of my head. I avoid anything to do with drama in my life, anything to do that will get me in trouble. I've been in trouble my whole life till my injury. My whole life I've been kicked out of school, like in and out of jail. Just the troubled kid. I've always had a big heart. I will say that I've always had a big heart, way too big of a heart. But now, that's why I give back so much. This YouTube is not about me making money, me getting famous, me letting know everybody who Jordy Johnson is. I don't give a shit who knows me and who doesn't know me. That's not my prerogative or whatever you say. That's not my focus. My focus is to give back. So then I wrote the book, and then I started painting and stuff like that. And I couldn't even give my paintings away. Okay? I couldn't even give them away. Hold on, I'm going to have a sip of water here. I couldn't even give my painting. I couldn't even pay somebody to take my paintings. I still got like 60 of them here. Then I started wood carving because painting wasn't work for me. Then things started changing. Then people were letting me give them my wood carvings. People were asking for my wood carvings. And then it led up to be people wanted to buy my wood carvings. Okay? How this YouTube started, I couldn't find any videos on Dremel carving bits. So I says, once I find the good bits, I got to make some videos so hopefully people will be, I didn't know anything about YouTube. Go look at my first videos. It's just showing some aluminum cutting burrs. I don't even think I knew about Cutsaw or saber-tooth burrs yet. I just knew about the Typhoons that they sold at Lee Valley here in Canada. Typhoon burrs are from Fordham. So that's how the YouTube started. And then I had a video, I carved a wood spirit in like 20 minutes. I swore in the video like 22 times. I dropped the F-bomb. And the video took off. It went semi-viral. It had 600,000 views or something. And I was at work and my phone, I didn't have it on vibrate. My phone was going beep, 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 beep. I was getting all these email messages. My buddies were like, what the hell's going on? I says, I don't know. I'm getting all these friggin' emails from YouTube. I don't know what it is. But then a week later, I went and looked at the emails and I said, oh yeah. And then I went and looked at the video and I says, yeah, the video has like 450,000 views. So I says, what the hell is this? So I says, I'm going for it. I don't care. I love it. It's fun. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. That's how the YouTube started. And I haven't stopped. because I found a passion. I found something that I love to do. I love editing and making videos just as much as I love wood carving. So when I was doing wood carvings, that's when I said, I did one of my best friends for my whole life got murdered a couple years back. And, well, yeah, maybe 4 years back. I don't know how long it's been, maybe 4 years. And I said, I carved a big lighthouse, and I got a hold of the city, the Delta City Council. I asked them if I could put the lighthouse along the Fraser River because my buddy Ian was a fisherman, and it would be a tribute thing to Ian. And they said, as much we know about Ian's murder, Jordy, we know who you are. We know you're, as much as we want to let you do it, we have to say no because we'll let everybody else do it. Because then there'll be things everywhere about people's memorials and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I didn't say this. This is a mental thing. I was like, oh yeah, okay, well go fuck yourself. So I carved a bunch of shitty little wood spirits with my chainsaw. And I started, there's the big eagle head throne chair getting taken away. I carved a bunch of wood spirits with my chainsaw. Then I started putting them in the only little tree forest that we got around here. And my friends were helping, and nobody knew who I was. But anyways, we called ourselves the Spirit Ninjas because, and the whole town started talking about the spirit trails. Who's the mystery carver? Well, it came out to be me, and I never wanted to be recognized for it. I didn't do it to get recognized. I did it to say, fuck you, City of Delta. I'm going to put stuff where I want to put it. But it turns out to be, it's not even City of Delta's property. It's like I'm in Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's Vancouver's. It's BC's land, not my little town, Ladner's land. So anyways, I had to meet somebody from the provincial federal thing down there, but it's okay. So that's how that started. And so I just kept on carving, continued. And a couple years, maybe a year after, a year after I started my YouTube, a fellow named Gus got a hold of me on Instagram or Facebook. And he told me that he's seen my videos and he loved watching my videos, and they were therapeutic to him because he would listen to the Dremel noise, me carving when I didn't really have a noise reduction microphone, and hear the Dremel grinding through the wood, and it would almost put him to sleep. And then he went off to tell me about he's got a brain injury. Sorry, Gus, I know you're going to be watching this video. I hope you're going to watch, because this video is for you, Gus. I don't care who watches it. As long as you're watching it, I hope you're watching it with your wife. That's good enough for me. Gus was mountain biking. He he tripped, wiped out on his mountain bike. I think he had a broken shoulder. Like, don't hold me to this, Gus. I think he had some ripped veins or tendons or something in his neck. So he went to the hospital, and they did the tests on him, and then he had to recover with his injuries. I don't know if they were ripped veins. Sorry, guys, I should have had it perfectly what happened to you. But then, so he was recovering, and then he had to go back to the hospital. And when he was in the hospital, he started feeling weird, and he had a stroke. I guess when they were doing the tests on him for his shoulder, I think it's his shoulder, maybe his ribs, and his neck, they didn't test his brain. And I think he had inclusions in there. So when he was in the hospital, he started having seizures. And it all went down from there. So Gus reached out to me because he knows that I'm a TBI, traumatic brain injury survivor. And Gus reached out to me, and he started talking about wood carving and stuff like that. And then I looked at his Instagram. I'm not like, I don't know if the word should be gay. I'm not gay, but he's a handsome man. He's got a beautiful wife, and he's got beautiful kids. And you look at somebody like that, and you think, man, that guy's got a brain injury. It's so terrible. He must have such a great supporting family. And it's a real, it makes me smile when somebody like that has the same kind of injury. I think his recovery was actually a lot more than mine. I remember one time I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook, he sent me a video. He's walking up mountains, like slow pitched mountains, for his recovery. And he sent me a video. He goes, Jordy, I'm 3/4 halfway up this mountain, and it's like it's all thanks to you, buddy, for all your positive talking in all your carving videos and stuff. He goes, I love you, and I can't thank you enough. And it was really special to me, man. You know, like that stuff is the special stuff to me. So I think Gus is doing good. And I just seen something about on his Instagram. Maybe his daughter or son was going to college or something. Or I don't know. I'm half mental. I can't keep up with everything. But Gus has been one of the people with the brain injuries that has stuck out to me, and I'm super proud of him. And this carving that I got from Gus today is from Gus. And that's why it's special. Now I'm going to stop this video here with the pictures, and we're going to do some live footage, and I'll say how special. Look, it's the asshole, it's the flower petal asshole planter there. It's in my front yard. Who doesn't know how to spell carving fusion? I don't know how to spell carving fusion. Don't care. Here it is, everybody. Would you look at that? Sent to me all the way from Sweden. This is a Viking axe. I want to say beforehand, he wrapped it when he shipped. He paid for the shipping too for this, everybody. He wrapped it in saran wrap and put oil on it so it didn't rust. I don't know how to get rid of those marks. I've already tried warm water with some solutions, but they didn't come off. I'll figure it out. I just don't want to wreck it. That's all. Look at this side. Honorary JJ. We're looking at the left. Honorary JJ. Viking. A carving fusion Viking helmet. The Viking birds with the Viking trophy, I believe it is. He even did that. I think this is laser engraved. I think this is a Odin spirit. One-eyed Odin. I believe this is another one-eyed Odin. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Gus. But I thought Odin only had one eye. Yeah, so you see a little slot there for the other eye. So that's Odin. This whole handle is a dragon with scales. The other side too. Dragon with scales. I messaged Gus and I said, Gus, thank you so much. I love it. Because I love Viking stuff. And it comes from Sweden. I love it so much, Gus. He's like, oh, you know, Jordy, I just wanted to show you my appreciation. Hold on a minute here, everybody. I'm going to show you some pictures of Gus. Sorry I'm doing this, Gus, and I'm sorry to your wife if she's watching this. But here's Gus, handsome Gus, and his beautiful wife, and a couple pictures of their kids. Drinking water. So why this is special to me, there's a few reasons. From that time when I woke up, and I says I got it when I woke up in the hospital from that, when everything was black, he even braided the leather like a Viking. I got to do better. So then I started doing the wood painting, then the wood carving, and this is where it comes to why I told my story. I got to give back. Gus found my channel, my wood carving channel on YouTube. He started wood carving. He's made more axes like this. He made this axe, this trophy, and he sent it to me from watching my YouTube videos. Does it make sense? It's him, it's me giving back to everybody, and it's Gus doing what I'm doing. He's giving back to me. It's such a big connection. This is my favorite gift that I've ever gotten. Hands down. I don't think because of your brain injury, Gus. Hands down, it's the best. And I think it might be the best gift that I'll ever get. Because you gave it back to me. You're playing it forward, Gus. You know, when I opened this and I thought about it, and I was at my carving station today, I started crying a bit thinking about it, and I'm proud of you, man. Keep going, keep strong. Look at this. It's wicked. I love it. Gus, you could have carved me a piece of shit. Like a piece of wood that looked like a coil of shit. And it wouldn't been as special as this axe, but it would have been special to me because you're suffering with, not suffering, let's not call it suffering. You're living with the same thing in your head, maybe in different ways, but it's the same injury that I have. And you've made this learning from me. You've learned this is your own thing. You've learned yourself. But from my video giving back, you gave it to me. Does it make sense? It's a connection, man. It's a huge connection. And another thing, I know this is getting long, don't care. There's a few things I'm taking with me when I die. I want buried with me or burnt with me, so whenever I go. Because I'm going to Valhalla. I'm telling you right now, I am going to Valhalla. You guys, here it is. This horn, for all my friends that have been around for a long time, you remember I've carved this horn? And when I die, I know I'm not a Viking. I'm a Viking in my own way. I'm a Viking from this time. I'm taking this horn. See the little eagle head down there, and there's wood spirits. See, there's a dragon thing there, that triangle with the hole in it. Yeah, it's just a dragon symbol. I got some wood spirits up here. What's that there? Oh, just a spiral. No, that's a wood spirit somehow. Some way. It's just, I carved whatever I wanted to carve. There's a skull. It's a Valhalla skull. And I'm going to the door. So this is getting buried and burnt with me too. I'm going to Valhalla door. And I'm saying, let me the fuck in. It's my place. They'll say, who are you? And I'll say, look, I'm Jordy. I carved it. It's my key. Where's the keyhole? They're going to show me the keyhole. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to click it. And I'm going to walk in and I'm going to party with the Vikings and all the Viking babes sitting in my throne chair. Strippers dancing around me. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to get pissed. I'm going to get pissed drunk. I haven't been pissed drunk in a long time. It's just no good for me. I don't need that. I get into too much trouble nowadays. And I can't afford to get into a fight. I can't get hit in the head. I still got a hole in my head. So this is getting buried with me to get into Valhalla. This is a picture of my real father that lives in Vancouver. His name's Pat Johnson. There's a picture of little Jordy in the middle there. And there's a picture of my grandfather, Leo, with the cigar in his hand. I remember when I was younger, we'd go visit, my dad would take me to visit my grandpa. My dad would go to the bathroom. My grandpa would have me come and sit on his lap and take a puff of his cigar. He's a well-known logger. He used to own Montague Harbor in Galliano Island here in BC. And he used to log in Powell River on a place called Goat Island. I'm going to find out more information from my dad. And I'm going to make a tribute video soon for my grandpa. I got some pictures of him standing and his logging crew standing on some big old logs and stuff like that too. But this will be buried with me because when I go to Valhalla, I'm going to Valhalla to party and give her shit. When I'm done partying there, then I'm going to go find my family. It's just a dream I have. Here's a picture of my mom, my stepdad. If my real dad's watching this, Dad, you know, you're my real dad. I only got one real dad. You know, you're my blood. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. But Bob's my stepdad. He's been the best stepdad you as a real dad could ask for. There's my stepdad, Bob. He's from Belfast. There's my son, Tyler, in the middle. And there's my sister, Julie. Julie's Corey's mom. If you guys have seen Corey in my videos, my little helper. Here's my son. He's a lot older now than he was back then. And this will be, all these pictures will go with me. Handsome little guy, isn't he? He's skinny. I don't know how I don't know. Maybe am I even his real dad? Look, he's a handsome kid, that's for sure. I told him, like, he's got this skinny bone structure, cheekbone structure. I told him that he should go for acting or something like that. And of course, a picture of my beautiful mom. She died 2 years before of cancer, 2 years before I had my accident. And it was, when I got off the concrete, when I fell off the roof, everything was blurry, black and red. I didn't know who I was, where I was, but I know I needed to get to the door. It was like I was in hell. It was like all stormy out, but it wasn't. But there was a clear path to the door, and I tell myself it was my mom that made the path for me. So yeah, my mom. I miss her. I do. And this piece that I carved, this was the tribute to George. This was I didn't carve this hand, it's a mold, but I did carve this in wood that I molded it. The wood spirit here. I see it's like the stairs. That's what George was, a loyal YouTube subscriber and friend. He's a tough old bugger. He died from COVID a couple years back. Larry Dibbs made that for George, a gnome home, because George liked to carve stuff. And then Scott carved this for another loyal YouTube fan, Nathan. Nathan used to sell the bark in the group. But that's for George, the thing there. So you see the stairs go up here. This is wood. This is carved. And there's wood spirits all around it. George was a huge motivator for me. The stairs go up to the hand. And I never carved a door in the hand, but there's supposed to be a door there for, like, you get up and there's the hand with the wood spirit in there. And this, Gus. This is getting buried with me too. Do you know why? Because it's so special to me. And another thing, if this doesn't get me into Valhalla, which it should, I'm going to get this axe or hatchet, whatever you call it, and I'm going to smash down the door yelling, "I'm fucking coming in! Let me in! I'm fucking coming in! Jordy Johnson's here!" Thanks, Gus. I love it. Sorry I couldn't get those marks off it for this video.
Hi Jordy, Gus here. We haven't met yet, but I just want to extend a thank you to you. I had a terrible accident, as you know, last year, and it resulted in a terrible brain injury, and I've just had some good news, which I've celebrated with a walk up the highest peak I've got in my neighbourhood, which is about 800 metres. Last year I could only walk 2 steps, and now I can walk without any support. There's been, as you know, a long journey as with all brain injuries, but for me, my journey's still going, and a lot of that is thanks to the mental health support I've received from many people, and you're one of them. And you've showed me how to use my hands to keep my head and my thoughts busy, and support when I thought that, you know, everything was over and it was all dark. You showed me that small things don't really fucking matter, and never say die, keep fighting, nothing's over till it's over. So thank you, Jordy, from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, hope you're well over in Canada. Take care, bye.